Hello everyone, welcome back again to Liverpool Report today. We've got the latest updates on our beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of Liverpool Report news. Let's get started. Injuries have left Liverpool with a problem position for the Merseyside derby against Everton. Arneslot's side host their rivals at Anfield on Wednesday night after a 16-day break since the defeat by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final. The international break has given Liverpool plenty of time to take stock of their 2-1 defeat at Wembley, and they now have one sole focus: winning the Premier League title. The Reds hold a 12-point lead over second-placed Arsenal with 9 games remaining, the first of which comes against Everton in midweek. It comes just 49 days after the last Merseyside derby, which saw James Tarkowski smash in a dramatic injury-time equaliser for Everton at Goodison Park. The international break has passed without too much drama for Slot, who is expected to have both Alisson Becker and Ryan Gravenberch available, despite their withdrawals from their respective national teams. Alisson sustained a concussion while playing for Brazil against Colombia and was ruled out of the team's second World Cup qualifier. However, the goalkeeper has since been assessed by Liverpool medical staff and is expected to be fit to start against Everton. Gravenberch pulled out of the Netherlands squad with a niggle, but should also be fine to play against Everton. There is an obvious issue for Slot to address at right back, however, with Trent Alexander-Arnold, ankle, and Connor Bradley and Joe Gomez, both hamstring, ruled out with injuries. Alexander-Arnold was injured in the 1-0 defeat by Paris Saint-Germain on March 11th and didn't play for England in their wins over Albania and Latvia. He is expected to return sometime later in April, but his absence and those of his understudy, Bradley, and fellow right-back option Gomez should mean a start for Jarell Quansah. Tyler Morton is the only other unavailable Liverpool player. There are also concerns for David Moyes, who is sweating on the fitness of left-back Vitaly Mykolenko, who suffered a thigh problem while on international duty with Ukraine this week. Mykolenko was forced off in the second half of Ukraine's 3-0 Nations League loss to Belgium, and with head coach Serhii Rebrov painted a grim picture post-match. Unfortunately, he has an injury. He will do an MRI, he said. We'll see. I know Vitaly. If he didn't continue playing, then the injury was really serious. Speaking on March 19th, Moyes outlined the prognoses of key attackers Dwight McNeil, Iliman Ndiaye, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I don't think we're necessarily going to have any of them back after the international break, he said. But we've got 3 boys there, Dwight, Illy and Dom, who we could all do with seeing back if we could. McNeil hasn't played since a 4-0 victory over Wolves in December, in which he aggravated a knee injury, while Ndiaye suffered medial ligament damage to his knee in the first derby. They are both in contention to play versus Liverpool, having returned to training, but Calvert-Lewin is still out with a thigh injury, and midfielder Aurel Mangala is unavailable with an anterior cruciate ligament injury. Jurgen Klopp has overseen the sacking of a manager for the first time in his role as head of global soccer for Red Bull, and he is eyeing an in-form Premier League boss for the now vacant role. RB Leipzig sacked head coach Marco Rose on Sunday after Saturday's 1-0 defeat to Borussia Mönchengladbach left them in 6th place in the Bundesliga and 3 points outside of the Champions League places. Leipzig did beat Klopp's former club Borussia Dortmund before the international break, but that was their only second win in their last 10 league matches. Rose had been in the role since September 2022, securing 2 Champions League qualifications and the German Cup, and Klopp was reportedly firm in his desire to stick with the 48-year-old, despite growing discontent among others in the Red Bull group. The former defender played under Klopp at Mainz, but the ex-Liverpool boss finally decided that enough was enough after Saturday's loss, with Leipzig announcing Rose's departure on Sunday. Marcel Schäfer, the club's managing director for sport, said, "We have believed in our cooperation with Marco and his team for a very long time, and up to now, tried everything to turn things around together. Given the development and the continued lack of results, we're all firmly convinced that we need new impetus for the remainder of the campaign in order to achieve our aims for the season. We'd like to thank Marco and his coaching team for the past 2.5 years, the success we enjoyed together, and their commitment to the club." Klopp and Red Bull Chiefs are now said to be eyeing a move for Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner, but know they may have to wait until the summer to bring in the Austrian, who has just taken Palace to the FA Cup semi-finals. Klopp made his feelings on Glasner clear in his programme notes for Liverpool's clash with Palace at Anfield last April, when Eberechi Eze's winning goal effectively ended the Reds' title hopes. Oliver is someone whose work I know pretty well, as he is a manager who did a really good job in the Bundesliga with Wolfsburg and Eintracht Frankfurt before moving to Palace earlier this year, Klopp wrote. Replacing a club legend like Roy Hodgson would not be easy for anyone, but Oliver's record, reputation and ability make him a wise choice, I would say. I do not know how well known he was in England before he came to the Premier League, but his CV speaks for itself, and it is even decorated with a Europa League, which was won a couple of seasons back with Frankfurt. Oliver has not been in this country for too long, but already you can see his methods and his work starting to show at Palace. For this reason, and many more besides, not least the quality of their players, we should prepare for a proper test today, as clearly one is coming. Ben Doak has emerged as a surprise summer transfer for Everton, who are weighing up a swoop for the teenage forward after watching him impress on loan in the Championship this season with Middlesbrough. Doak, 19, was linked with Premier League clubs including Crystal Palace in January after shining in his first senior loan away from Liverpool. And while a move to Selhurst Park didn't materialise, the winger has already proved his credentials in the second tier, where he had 3 goals and 7 assists to his name from 24 games before suffering a thigh injury in January. With Liverpool already boasting plenty of forward options, it remains to be seen if Doak will be integrated into Arne Slot's first team next season, or sold. But if Doak does have his heart set on playing regularly again, then the Scotland star should have no shortage of suitors this summer, and he could even be offered the chance to swap Anfield for Goodison Park. That's according to the Scottish Sun, who claim David Moyes wants to add Doak to his squad next season. Whether Liverpool would do business with their bitter rivals is another matter, though. Just a handful of players have represented both Merseyside clubs since World War II, with Conor Cody, a Reds Academy graduate, among them. News of Everton's interest in Doak, who the report claims is valued at around £25 million, comes just days before they meet Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. Liverpool rejected a £15 million offer from Crystal Palace for Doak in the January transfer window, as the Eagles targeted attacking reinforcements. At the time, it was outlined that the Reds valued the former Celtic youngster at more than £20 million. Middlesbrough could yet enter the conversation should they win promotion to the Premier League. They are in the running for the Championship playoffs, and Boro head coach Michael Carrick has made no secret of his admiration for the young Scot. He's got that weapon and unique threat, the former Manchester United and England midfielder said back in January. The way he plays the game, everyone has their own strengths, but the way Ben plays the game, he's always in the game and always a threat. Liverpool supporters should be happy for Trent Alexander-Arnold as he nears his move to Real Madrid, according to Paul Merson. Alexander-Arnold's current contract with Liverpool is set to expire at the end of June, and it's been widely reported that he has agreed a deal in principle to join Real on a free transfer. Real have been courting Alexander-Arnold for months and had a £20 million offer rejected in the January transfer window by the Reds. They are now confident that the England international will join on a 5-year deal worth around £12.5 million a year in the summer transfer window, despite suggestions that Liverpool could match those figures. Reports that he is off to Madrid in the summer have been met with anger by some in the Liverpool fan base, with one videoing himself burning Alexander-Arnold's number 66 shirt on social media. Having been born in Liverpool and come through the club's academy, some clearly feel that the 26-year-old should remain loyal. But former Arsenal midfielder Merson has a very different take on the situation. He told Sky Sports, "I don't know what the problem is. He's come through there, he's been unbelievable. He's won everything in the game there at Liverpool, and he's going to go on a free. Look at Anthony. He's just been bought by Man United for £80 million in 2022, and he's now out on loan, and no one says a dicky bird. This lad has been absolutely outstanding for Liverpool. He hasn't come in as a £60 million flop. He's been through the ranks. He's come into the team. He's been phenomenal. And it's Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? He's won the league in 2020. He's going to win the Premier League with Liverpool again this season. He's won the Champions League in 2019, and I don't see a problem with it. I really don't. I don't know anybody in the world of football who's ever turned Real Madrid down. I don't. Fair play to the lad. Good luck to him. I think Liverpool fans should be happy for him. He's given everything for that club, and I think he deserves that move, in my opinion. Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk are in similar positions to Alexander-Arnold, with their current deals close to expiring. Speculation over their futures at Anfield has died down in recent weeks, but it seems that the right-back's local links make his situation a more emotive one for supporters. Whatever happens in the summer, the star trio are about to help secure the Premier League title in the first season under Arne Slot's management. Liverpool are 12 points clear of Arsenal with 9 games left to play and no other competitions to focus on.